Вот он, коптер опять взлетел. Откуда взлетает, ничего не понятно, блядь. Вот он, клоун, блядь.
A Ukrainian MiG-29 has carried out an airstrike using an AASM-250HAMMER guided bomb against Russian drone operators in the Zaporizhia region. Telegram channel Sonyashnik reported this news. The target, a suspected enemy command post, was identified by a Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV. After confirming coordinates, the MiG-29 launched the French-made AASM precision-guided munition. According to the OSINT Project War Archive, the strike took place in the village of Injanerne in the Zaporizhia region. According to the OSINT Project War Archive, the strike was carried out on an object located in the village of Injanerne, Zaporizhia region. AASM bombs have become one of the most commonly used precision airdropped munitions in Ukraine's tactical aviation arsenal. On May 27th, Ukrainian forces reportedly used AASM bombs in an attack on a Federal Security Service FSB facility in the Russian border village of Glotovo-Belgorod region. Reconnaissance drone footage showed the bombs hitting the building's roof, likely destroying several floors. And we have subtitles on this video too, where Russian man is filming drones attacking from the truck.
Вот он, коптер опять взлетел. Откуда взлетает, ничего не понятно, блядь. Вот он, клоун, блядь. Оба ни с того ни с сего, сука. Оба! Вот дела, блядь. Ёб твою мать, до чего техника дошла. А нахуя мы работаем за рулем-то, блядь? Лучше он коптером управляй, нахуй. Грузовая и все. О, блядь. А, это менты сшибают его, прикинь. Это какой-то раз. С автомата очередь, нахуй. О, нихуя себе дела, блядь. Оказывается, пидорас, оказывается. Во, блядь. Менты промазали, нахуй. Ёбаный, он опять туда полетел, сука, в эту гущу, нахуй. Вот еще один, сука, пидорас. Вот он, еще один пидорас.
U.S. President Donald Trump was not given a heads up about the surprise attack on a number of Russian airfields by Ukrainian intelligence services, which reportedly destroyed more than 40 planes well within Russian territory. Two senior administration officials told reporters on Sunday. This was purely a Ukrainian operation. The U.S. has nothing to do with it, one official told Kyiv Post. Trump spent Sunday morning golfing at his property in Sterling, Virginia. Secretary of State Marco Rubio spoke on Sunday with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov at Russia's request. Secretary Rubio reiterated President Trump's call for continued direct talks between Russia and Ukraine to achieve a lasting peace, spokesperson Tammy Bruce said in a readout of the call. Ukraine's security services confirmed on Sunday that they had launched a massive drone attack against 5 air bases inside Russia, reaching Siberia for the first time. Kyiv said that the operation, codenamed Spiderweb, was prepared for over a year and a half under the personal supervision of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Sunday strikes came just a week after Trump lambasted Russia's autocrat, Vladimir Putin, following days-long mass air attacks on Kyiv. However, the U.S. president later appeared to set another 2-week deadline for the Kremlin, threatening a different response if the Russian counterpart was still stringing him along. As Kyiv Post reported last week, citing 2 senior officials, Trump has been seriously considering lifting all Biden-era restrictions on Ukraine's war effort, as he believes that the current status quo does not serve our common interests of bringing Russia to the negotiation table, as one official put it. Several leading pro-Ukraine Republicans on Sunday hailed Ukraine's latest operation. Congressmember Don Bacon reacted to the news by quoting a biblical passage, noting that Putin has sown the wind and is now reaping the whirlwind. The Russians were using their strategic bombers to fire cruise missiles and other weapons into Ukrainian cities. The bombers were very legitimate targets, Bacon noted on social media. Russia bombs cities. Ukraine bombs military targets, he stated. Leading Senator Lindsey Graham, who was in Kyiv last Friday, said in a social media post that the ever-resourceful Ukraine used creative drone warfare tactics to successfully attack Russian bombers and military assets used to kill Ukrainian citizens and destroy their country. Russia indiscriminately kills men, women, and children. It's time for the world to act decisively against Russia's aggression by holding China and others accountable for buying cheap Russian oil that props up Putin's war machine, Graham noted. If you want this war to end, push China to help it end, he concluded. The U.S. Senate is set to move ahead this week with Senator Graham's bipartisan bill imposing more sanctions on Russia over its 3-year-old war in Ukraine. The bipartisan bill was later co-sponsored by 81 senators out of 100, or a so-called supermajority, veto-proof at least in the U.S. Congressional Upper House. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky, in his address, shared key details of the Spiderweb operation and revealed that the operation's office on Russian territory was located near the headquarters of the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, FSS. As a result, the head of state reported the destruction of 34% of the carriers of strategic cruise missiles at their home airfields. To achieve this, the Security Service of Ukraine deployed 117 strike drones. The operation took 1 year, 6 months, and 9 days from the beginning of planning to its execution. This means it started on November 23, 2023. In his address on that day, the president said, "Our special services, primarily the Security Service of Ukraine, as well as the Cabinet of Ministers and the National Security and Defense Council, will continue the relevant work. There will be other sanction decisions as well." On November 23, 2023, Ukraine imposed sanctions on more than 300 legal entities and nearly 150 individuals from the terrorist state. As previously reported, Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drones targeted Russian strategic aviation at its bases. Olenya Air Base in the Murmansk region, and Belaya Air Base in the Irkutsk region. Online, this day has been dubbed a new Tsushima for Russian aviation. Objective control data from drone cameras and video from a Russian serviceman show that at least 6 Russian aircraft were hit. The total number destroyed will become known later. The most interesting part, and this can already be stated publicly, is that the office of our operation on Russian territory was located directly next to an FSS office in one of their regions, Zelensky said. Russian bloggers claim that, based on footage showing the assembly of containers from which the strike drones were launched, they were able to determine the geolocation. The city of Chelyabinsk, Sverdlovsky Tract Street, 28AA. According to the listing, the rent costs 350,000 rubles, less than $5,000, monthly. Our people operated across various Russian regions, in 3 time zones. And before the operation, our people were withdrawn from Russian territory. Those who assisted us are now safe, Volodymyr Zelensky concluded regarding the results of the operation.
Europe, together with America, has better weapons than Russia. We also have stronger tactical solutions. Our operation Spiderweb yesterday proved that. Russia must feel what its losses mean. That is what will push it toward diplomacy. And when Russia takes losses in this war, it's obvious to everyone that Ukraine is the one holding the line, not just for itself, but for all of Europe. Ask your intelligence, what is Russia planning this summer in Belarus? If they are bold enough to prepare attacks from there, then we need more strength together. And right now, that means strengthening Ukraine so we can stop this war and prevent it from spreading. That's why weapons production matters.
And we have more news. Footage shows the results of UAV operators from the National Guard's Chervona Kalina Brigade. Russian armored vehicles, motorcycles, and personnel destroyed in the Pokrovsk direction. Over the past day, National Guard units eliminated 6 vehicles, 1 armored unit, 2 ammo depots, and 3 electronic warfare systems. Soldiers from China, Kenya, Ghana, Colombia, Bangladesh, Egypt, and Iran are fighting as part of Russia's 102nd Regiment on the Toretsk Front in Donetsk region.
Имя и возраст.
Султан, 90 лет.
Адам, 28 лет.
Мамед, 24 года.
Откуда вы?
Дагестан.
Ингушетия.
Gitai Peter Jenga, Kenya, 32.
Muhammadiyya Khatibi, Iran.
Ну, блядь, ладно.
Mutai Felix, 28, Kenya.
Меня зовут Сом Чанджа, мне 20 лет. Я с Китая.
Aumar Mercado Farley Damián, Colombia.
Виталий, 49 лет.
Православный.
Мама. А у меня 25.
Меня зовут Моенбан, 25, я из Китая.
Меня зовут Инхан, 34 лет, Китай.
Martin Menejega, 36 years, Kenya.
Ayuba Yusuf, 30 years, from Ghana.
Громче.
Я из Колумбии.
Колумбия.
Меня зовут Томан, 22.
Понято.
Меня зовут Ян Джиншeng, я приехал в Китай 19 лет.
Меня зовут Гансен, мне 30 лет.
Меня зовут Зhang Hao. Мне 36 лет. Я приехал из Китая.
Меня зовут Зейд Ахмед Халид, Араб Египет, 23.
По-русски?
Ну да.
Меня зовут Жалил, 35 лет.
Откуда?
С области Ростовской.
Ты хотел за иностранца прокатить?
Меня зовут Рана Имдеджуэл, меня 26 лет, я приехал в Бангладеш.
Понятно, нахуй, что
Ельченко Антон Валерьевич, 38 лет.
Православный?
Да, 38 лет.
Ебать тебя потаскало.
Тимофей, 19 лет.
Откуда?
Свердловская область.
Какая?
Свердловская.
Ага.
Надеюсь, Сергей Андреевич, город Новосибирск, 43 года.
Ага.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.